$70 million worth of chocolate, okay? That $70 million worth of chocolate is not even premium chocolate. It's actually junk chocolate, all right? Now, we formed a partnership with the government of Ondo State. And Ondo State is a state in Nigeria with Governor Mimiko. And Governor Mimiko visited our factory in Gaithersburg, Maryland late last year. And we vowed to form a partnership to enrich the farmer. All right, so let me just make sure that you understand that. So a sustainable model is not one in which you keep the farmer at farm gate, okay? Because that's a model that just sustains the farmer, doesn't enrich the farmer. Our model of sustainability is literally transforming that farmer into premium chocolate makers, okay? Here's the analogy. You go to Napa Valley, California, and you go and you visit some of those wine vineyards. The same people that own the vineyards make the wine, okay? So just pay close attention to this. So if you were to if you look at Ondo State of Nigeria, Ondo State of Nigeria produces 1% of the world's supply of cocoa, 1%. So if they sell their cocoa beans and export it, they make $500,000 every year, but the farmer barely sees that, okay? Because you have a lot of middlemen in between and exporters and everything else. If they take that exact same cocoa and they build industries within Ondo State, that half of that $500 million becomes $2.1 billion, okay? So today, Nigeria is exporting cash, jobs, and wealth. By transforming the industry, they now educate their farmers into becoming chocolate makers, chocolatiers. Instead of going to Belgium and getting the best chocolates in the world, you get to come to Nigeria and get the best chocolates in the world. And here's a funny thing. So, within 10 years, instead of referring to West Africa as 75% of the world producer in cocoa, they should be 75% of the world premium chocolate makers. Okay? That is the mission that my wife and I have for this industry. And it's already started. Okay? So there's a saying in the IT world where it's disruption. Well, that's what we're gonna do. And we're not scared to do it because we know we can do it. Now just let me let you know just two more things. We also formed a partnership with the University of West Indies. At the Caribbean level, we're actually building the very first chocolate academy in Barbados at the University of West Indies. We're also doing it in Ondo State of Nigeria. We're also building a factory in Ondo State, Nigeria. This is all literally saying countries that grow cocoa should be manufacturing premium chocolate, period, okay? And to attribute to the ambassador of Dominica, we also have a partnership that we're going in February, and we're going to mobilize the farmers there, and we're going to start building a cocoa to chocolate industry from Dominica. So just stay tuned to that. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a nice evening.
Eric, and thank you for your sponsorship of the event. Coming to the podium next, she has worked for a CI Watch, a nonpartisan coalition composed of former senior government officials. She has a master's in accounting and information systems, as well as a long list of degrees. She is the CEO, president, and co-founder of the UAA. Please welcome Jessica Bintu Diomandi.
Thank you. My name is Bintu Diomande, and I'm the president of the United Aid for Africa. I moved here in the US in 2003. Personally, I believe in education. So I moved here and I went to school, and God blessed me. And today I have 2 masters in accounting, 1 in finance, and I'm going for my PhD in economics. So sometimes I'm like, I think about it, I'm like, God give me that opportunity. And when I look back, I see that my brothers and sisters, young brothers and sisters, do not have that opportunity. And I told myself, I need to do something about it. In 2012, we went to a small village called Koro, located in the north side of Ivory Coast. And in that village, we met with a young girl named Khadija Koulibaly. Khadija, she was 10 years old, but she never went to school, never. So when the team arrived in the school, the mission of this team was to educate the parents about the importance of education and also to enroll the kid. So Khadija was so excited, and she came to us and she said, I want to go to school. And we asked her, how old are you? She said, 10. I'm like, okay, why you didn't go to school? She said, oh, every time I ask my mom, she said that in the local language, nametra forola. What it is, nametra forola. Or sometimes the mom will say, muso teta ekosola, muso mankato babula avec ba demain. Na frula avec ba kekadia chemo. That means in English, the first part was, I don't have money, let's go to the farm. Or she would say, women shouldn't be in school. She should be in the kitchen to learn to cook so that one day she cook for her husband. So that means we have problem in the villages. That's what UA has been doing. We go in the villages and educate kids. Khadija was enrolled. She's going to school today. And who knows who is gonna be tomorrow? Maybe a teacher, a CEO, or a president. We need more president. We need more women president in Africa. You know that. So Khadija today is going to school. Yes, we did the work, we helped her, but it was because you helped us. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. That's why I wanted to use this opportunity to express my gratitude to the ambassador of Côte d'Ivoire. Ambassadeur Daouda Diabaté, merci Excellence, personnellement merci, je vous dis du fond du cœur pour votre soutien. Je vous dis merci d'avoir cru en nous et de continuer de croire en nous. Vraiment, infiniment, je vous dis merci, Excellence. Thank you so much for all your support. Thank you. And I also wanted to thank our partners and sponsors, and let me use also this opportunity to thank Eric Reed and his beautiful wife. Thank you so much for being the co-sponsor of this event. Thank you, all of you, for being here today. But you know, when I started United Aid for Africa, yes, I am an accountant, but it is because I am so passionate about helping others. Why? Because helping others make me so happy to see others happy. So you will be surprised to see how many young men and women living in the US who cares deeply about Africa, the women and the children. So yes, UAA, I'm the president, I'm just the face, but UAA is a big team. UAA wouldn't be UAA without the team. So let me introduce you my team. Please, Priyanka, come so that people can see you. Bao, where are you? Mike, Master, Christina, Victor, please come. And Erica, Kofi, Jennifer, please come. Victor, please here. Victor, can you stand here, please? My niece, she does so much. Vanessa, can you come, please, Vanessa? Candice and Marcus upstairs, I guess. Can you come so that people can see you? Please help me to thank them. Please, thank you so much for your, thank you. And one last person, I also wanted to thank my board. I don't know what I'm gonna do without them. Every time something's happening, the first thing I do, oh, Dr. Boulak, you know what? Can you give me some advice on this? He's always available. My Auntie Jeannie, oh my God, she's my auntie first, and she's a board member. Since I created United Aid for Africa, she was always here for me, and I don't even know if I have enough word to say thank you. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup, Auntie. Merci, je t'adore aussi. Merci. Can I see you? Thank you so much for your support, and I really appreciate that. I have Dr. Ebola, who's going to retire soon. I feel so sad about it. He's getting so busy, so he thought that, oh, I'm gonna retire. But he has been here with us since we created, and he suffered with me, but thank you so much, Dr. Ebola. Can you stand so that people can see you? Thank you for your help, and thank you for your support. Okay, so I'm not gonna stay long. I'm gonna say before we end, we're supposed to have some video to show you the work that we do on the ground, but we do have some technical problems. But you guys can go on our website to see all the work that all these young men and young women are doing in Africa. But before I finish, let me say I wish peace in Cote d'Ivoire, but I also wish health in Liberia, in Sierra Leone, and in Guinea. Let's pray for them, and we hope that we'll have enough medication to, cure the Ebola. We will fight for Ebola. We will fight for it. Okay. So, like I said, I wish peace in Cote d'Ivoire. I wish peace in Africa, and I wish peace around the world. I have to say that peace doesn't just come and stay if we don't believe in it, or we don't keep peace in our mind, and we should use peace as a way of living, everyday living, by loving your country, by loving your neighbor, by respecting each other's ideas, and by loving each other. I remember the first president of Côte d'Ivoire used to say, "La paix, ce n'est pas un mot, c'est un comportement." You have to live in peace every day. So I wish peace in your mind, all of you, and Happy New Year. Thank you.
What your contributions can do to help the children of Africa with education, which I think I come from a long line of teachers, and I can think of no other gift that you can give somebody that's better than education, because it really can change the future. And think about what you're going through now is just minimal, any hardships that you're going through compared to what they face in their future. And a little short story before I bring the next person up. I was watching TV, and I saw that commercial where for 50 cents a day you could feed, clothe, and educate a child. And I talked to my wife about it, and she's like, we could afford that, so we decided to have a baby. That estimate was way off. But that's a small thing for us, because, that little bit, you can give to children with education, it really can change their life. So I want to bring up the next person to the podium. Please welcome back Anna Moalado.
All right. I'm getting ready to get ready and make you ready to start doing and giving your pledges, because that's why we are here. And before I even do that, I just wanted to say I love you, Bintu. Thank you so much. Please, big hand to Bintu, my sister. She saw me perform during the African Summit at one of the events, and she said, Anna, you have to be part of my organization and work with me, and she has been so nice. So far, Bintu has given me 3 gigs. You see, that's a good lady right there, putting me to work. I just want to say thank you to her, and thank you for the work you are doing. This is what Bintu said really touched me, because I remember my grandmother, who lived to be 94, never went to school. And my grandmother was a lady that endured a lot of hardship. Those days in Kenya, if you gave birth to a girl, they would say, what are you doing? It's not going to help me, so their girls were not educated. Some women were really abused because of just giving birth to girls. So my grandmother used to tell me so many stories. And one day my mother asked me, why can't you write a poem to show how women have come from so far, and women in Africa especially. So this poem is for all of us, all women all over the world. And thinking about my grandmother, your grandmothers, your mothers, who if it wasn't for them, the struggle they went through, you would not be here. Helele, helele, mama we, helele, helele, mama we, helele, 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 mama we, helele, helele, mama we, helele, helele, mama we, helele, helele, mama we, helele, helele, mama we. As the flower of Africa blooms, so does a new day for the women of Africa unfold. From the time of her delivery, the African woman was known to be a liability and not a profit, a loss and not a gain. She was to be seen but not to be heard, to be abused, accused, humiliated and despised. Yet women of Africa and women of the world have evolved and transcended despite their hardship. They have survived inequalities, disintegration, physical, verbal and emotional abuse. Women of Africa have survived carrying firewood on their heads, bags of food on their backs, a child on their breast, all at the same time while walking to the market, talking to themselves, for their voices were not to be heard. But still we rise. We rise because of women who paved way for equality and justice. Women like Wangari Maathai, the first African woman to win a Nobel Peace Prize, President Ellen Johnson, the first woman to be elected president in an African country, Mother Teresa, Eleanor Roosevelt, Harriet Tubman, Maya Angelou, your grandmother, my grandmother, and of course you and I. We rise because we wear many hats. We are mothers, teachers, politicians, even soldiers, and still humble enough to be ideal wives. We rise because our struggles have made us stronger. Thus our backbones have not weakened but hardened to be strong as those of camels, and still we rise. And so as we celebrate one another today, I urge all the women to rally with one another as we face new challenges of HIV and AIDS, breast cancer, and other underlying problems, yet still fighting for proper equality and respect. Let us empower one another with knowledge so we can help eradicate some of these problems, for knowledge is power and lack of it is death. Let us empower one another through education so we can teach both the boys and the girls the value of the girl child and her need to be respected. Let us empower one another economically so we can become financially independent, for we are the foundation of the home. Without us, the house cannot stand. Let us empower and partner, for united we stand and divided we fall, and we all need each other. Let us empower, partner and work together, for to educate a woman is to educate the whole nation, because it takes a home to build a nation. And even though our struggles still continue, let us not forget that we, the women, have already won the battle. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for listening. I also want to thank you all for coming. Before we go to our pledge, I'm going to invite Stanley, who's going to lead us to it. But also I have to put a shameful plug and say you can find me on Facebook and Twitter and all that good stuff. And I have a website. Yes, and please. And I also just want to say that what Bintu is doing is something that touches my heart. I also support an organization in Kenya. And whatever you are, whatever small you can do to help somebody, it really goes a long way, whether you know them or you don't. So thank you so much. And please, let us get ready for Mr. Stanley to help us out with the pledges. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please give a big hand. Please give a big hand. Thank you very much, Anna. We really love you, appreciate all you do for us. Thank you very much. Big favor, everybody. just give Jessica a big hand. Please stand up, Jessica, stand up. Thank you very much. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for doing this, okay? Eric and your wonderful wife, let me say, both of you, I appreciate what you're doing. It's a vision. We want to help you do whatever we can do. Think about it. How can 80% of the world's cocoa be produced in Africa, and we don't have any African people producing chocolate bars? I mean, is it crazy? Hershey is a Fortune 500 company with billions of dollars. Mars, Brad, I mean, we got to do something about this economic paradigm. We got to do it. And I appreciate what you're doing, and I know it's not easy, because they don't just say, hey, we got a black guy and his wife producing chocolate bars. It don't go like that. They say, what can we do to crush them? What can we do to keep them out of the market? I mean, you got to understand what we're dealing with. I mean, if they're killing 12-year-old kids on the street for nothing, what do you think they're going to do for somebody trying to integrate the economic system of the United States of America and the world? We in a real game here, and we got BB guns and they got rockets. That's the paradigm we have to deal with in our approach. So I want you all to please be a part of this struggle, because the one thing we know, if we educate all of these children that Jessica and these young people try to deal with across Africa and across the world, it only takes one. The great Marcus Garvey was one man. The great Malcolm X was one man. Martin Luther King was one man. But we got to educate them all so we can get them out of the group. We have work to do, ladies and gentlemen. So what I'm asking you today, and this is my job, they set me up here to do this, we need you to get the hat, get a plate or something ready, so we can ask you to put your contribution in the plate so we can leave here with some more money tonight. And I know you paid your money to get in the door. That's not what I'm talking about. This is the extra. You know when you go to church on Sunday morning and you give your tithe, that's your regular envelope that you give to the minister. But at the same time, you got Sister so-and-so, you got the missionary thing. So I need you to put, and I'm not gonna just ask you to do what I'm not gonna do. I got $20 I'm gonna put in the basket first. So I'm gonna lead it off. I got another 10 I'm due from when y'all get really into it, you know what I mean? But let me, I got $10 to go in the basket first. So these beautiful young ladies are gonna come around, and so that's my $10, okay? So I just need you to put something in, 20, okay, 20. Oh, I saved the 10. I got $20 for the basket. So please, go slow. Hey, Muhammad says, say, $20. This is your brother. So please, take your time. Go through. We got a little music for our group that's giving them a little bit of music. Help them get the money out their pocket now, you know. Hey, Janine. No, come here for a minute. I want you and Christiane. Come please. I mean, these are some important people, young people in our city, and I want you to know, not only in our city, but in our country, Janine, she is really commands a number of corporations, both here in Angola. Say a few words, help them to contribute. I'm going to ask Gabriel to talk. He's one of the bon vivants of our great city here, Advocant par excellence. Here, we're going to have them say a few words to have you all contribute. So please, as they go around, please give generously. And let me introduce you to Janine B. Scott, the president of the U.S. Angola Chamber of Commerce. Janine.
Thank you, Stan, and thank you everyone who came out tonight to support this excellent, excellent cause. As you've heard from the ambassador from Stan, I have been involved in economic development and humanitarian work concerning the peoples of Africa for many, many years. This is something, this initiative this evening is very important. As everyone has said, the children are the future. The types of things that Bintu and her team are able to do with the resources that you will provide will go a long way, not just towards providing books, providing education, providing medical equipment and supplies, but it will ensure that the children and the people that are touched by these resources create and build a country for tomorrow. We're talking about Côte d'Ivoire, a country that I've lived in for many years, and we're talking about many other countries as well. So please give generously. It is the season for giving. And I thank you all again for being here this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to introduce myself as the student that the ambassador talked about. Ambassador attended Johns Hopkins in the 70s and taught me history in high school. And I didn't know he was going to be here. Dominica, of course, is the island that I was born on, and my mother, who's over here, was born on the cocoa plantation in 1929. And they made the cocoa for Cadbury's of England. And then they bought the chocolate at the store. So that's 85 years ago. And as Daniel was saying, as Eric was saying, that needs to change so we can move from aid to sustainable development. Because aid, everybody knows about donor fatigue, Ambassador. Donor fatigue. If we can build the chocolate factories, as Eric Spakenvola, Coyce over here, his dear wife, if we can do what Eric spoke about, then we would have the resources that we need to push Africa forward. So, Ambassador, thank you very much for coming. And I just want to say,
anything that I can do, this is a worthy event, okay?
Let me say something. You know, we're talking about first women. Dominica's was one of the countries had one of the first women prime ministers. Eugenia Charles, that's right. That's how old I am. I know that history.
Not necessarily a relative, but lots of chances of helping.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate having you. Excellency, thank you very much.
And we have a crisis right now. Now here is the crisis, and we're all, as a group, as a family, we're going to handle it right now, at this very moment. We've eaten, we've networked, we've Twittered, we've taken pictures, and now we're selling bars, and that's wonderful. But no one's going to leave this door until we make sure that everyone donates something. So where are my girls with the start walking around the room. Don't leave that door. You go over there. You start walking around. All the men go into your pockets, pull out your wallets. Women, go into your Louis Vuittons, pull out your pocketbooks, and take out money. I don't care if it's a $5 bill or a check that you have to stroke your name to. Let's start getting things done so then we can move to having fun. Is that understood? Okay, let's go, let's go. And you will sleep wonderfully well tonight because you know that you gave to a great cause. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I want you to stay on it. Keep doing it. Give a sister a big hand. When you get back, all right. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you, know. Thank you very much. Let me do one more thing. Please give the ambassador another big hand for allowing us to use this wonderful facility to host this event. Ambassador, we love you, we appreciate you, and thank you very much. We still need you in our struggle in the movement. I want to thank Mr. Eric here because, yes, education is important, but you know what education costs? Money. M-O-N-E-Y, cash money. And if you ain't got no money, you ain't gonna get no education. I don't care whether you're in Côte d'Ivoire or Washington, D.C. or Anacostia. You got to have some M-O-N-E-Y cash money. This brother's in the right business. You got to be in the economic system to help produce and to help our people, to help himself. Because if he don't survive, we ain't gonna survive. And every time I go to him, ask him to give something, he ain't gonna have nothing to give to us because he's not making any money. That means y'all gotta buy some chocolate. All right, y'all got to buy this stuff. Find out where it's coming from, what it's doing, and when you go, just like you go to the store and buy a Hershey bar. I mean, Hershey's gotten us so much, it's unconscious. You just go and pick one up. They don't even have to advertise anymore. They just, you just go pick one up, you see one. So we need to make sure that Eric is aware, and he helps us to understand how we do branding and can make the brother rich. Y'all made Hershey's multi-billion-dollar corporation. I'm not gonna be mad if a brother makes $1 billion. You know, why get it? So we want to help you, Eric, and we appreciate having you. And please, myself, of course, the ambassador, we need to make sure we have this kind of conversation so we can not only appreciate your vision, but maybe make some small contribution to helping you realize the vision. This brother here, any head of states in Africa, this brother can go to the head of state.
The purpose of tonight's event, what it's going to do?
You know, there was a lot of discussion this evening about commodity, and education is the most important commodity that you cannot put a price tag on. So what Jessica is doing here with regards to giving back on the educational side of things is of the utmost importance.
Okay. So what would you like to say to anybody that's watching this video? What can they take away from this?
You know, it's important to give. And definitely, there's so many causes out there, from HIV and AIDS, tomorrow's World AIDS Day, to all types of organizations. But again, the foundation in any country, wherever you are around the world, is education. And if you have to choose one organization, choose this one.
Okay, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mientras que tengas que pagar todo mi sufrimiento, llorarás y llorarás si nadie te consuele, así te darás de cuenta que si te engañan duele.
First and foremost, some young people like Jessica and her staff have taken on this initiative to educate young people in Africa, specifically in Cote d'Ivoire. It's fantastic, and I applaud it, and will do everything I can to support it.
Yes, you know, Stanley and I are part of the earlier diaspora, and we're joining up, of course, with the more recent diaspora immigrants to try to help Africa. We have accomplished what we have accomplished here in the United States of America, and we have the technical ability and the resources to help the continent, and we're joining with the recent African immigrants in that effort.
What would you like to say to the people that are watching this video? What would you like them to hear?
Well, we'd like them to know that we're all one people in terms of the planet. It's important for people to understand that the current paradigm has to change because globalization hasn't worked. We all have to try and help each other so that we abolish poverty and we abolish hunger. The elitism and the concentration of wealth in just a small minority of people is inhumane. And I think we need to follow a different paradigm, and it's a paradigm of uniting and helping each other.
How will the money raised tonight help the children that are living in your country?
Well, basically, my original country is from Jamaica. I'm here to support the Ivory Coast and Ghana. And of course, the money will go directly for school supplies and to build schools in the areas where the farmers grow the cocoa. Because unfortunately, the way in which the cocoa industry is arranged, the people who grow the cocoa don't really reap enough of the benefits of the value-added aspect of the cocoa. A lot of that goes to Europe and the United States. So it's important that we help those farmers and their children to be educated so that they can actually establish the value-added aspect of the cocoa industry in Ghana and in Cote d'Ivoire.
Okay, well, thank you so much for your time.
Okay, so we need that space right here. Can you,
Shake